All right, guys, welcome back to Davis Auto Sales here in Richmond, Virginia. As most of you know, if you follow along with us or watch our website, we do a lot of equipment, and it's kind of hit or miss. We haven't had a chance to do as much with it because we needed a facility to keep it indoors, because the quality of the stuff I like to sell really needs to be inside. So we finally have some space indoors. This will not be the exact building we'll use. We have another building that we will use for equipment, but this one was available and we had some nice equipment. So I wanted to bring you a quick video and just kind of explain a few things about buying equipment from us versus buying something elsewhere. For one, we're brick and mortar. You can come here and touch it. It's not an auction. It's not a online. I've had some very good friends that are not stupid actually get scammed on equipment in the past. It's something that's very easy to get scammed on. It's something very easy to get enticed on for a great deal, and they got ahead of themselves and it cost them. So that's not what we want to happen, and these were good friends of mine, like I said, that were much smarter than to fall for these situations. Most of our equipment comes firsthand. What I mean by that, like this piece right here, this is one of my customers. He updates every year. He's a very high-end builder, makes a crazy amount of money, and for him it's just an expense. So he wants brand new equipment. When he gets in it, he wants to enjoy it and it be nice and new. Also, he doesn't want to have failures. So that piece of equipment right there doesn't have hardly any hours on it. I actually got this and a skid steer. The skid steer sold immediately to the same guy that basically buys his used skid steer every year from me, which is crazy. But this Bobcat, that saves you about $30,000 off what that machine cost. It's here, it's in stock, and it's clean history. There are no auto checks for equipment, and there's typically no titles for equipment. And also liens are held completely different on equipment. So you got to be very careful, and that's what I was leading to about scams and other things. When you buy a piece of equipment from us, you will get good, clean, documented bill of sale. We're going to also have good, clean, documented bill of sale where we purchased it from. So you don't have to worry about the bank or a company coming and getting it from you. That's the other scary part. You could take a piece of this equipment home, buying it from your next door neighbor, and then 2 weeks later, the bank come and take it from you. Well, how can that happen? You paid him for it. If he had a lien on it, that lien was not released. Doesn't matter who's in possession of it, the banks will come take it from you. And if it's yours and your money's gone, your money's gone. There's no getting it back unless your neighbor's nice and gives it back to you. So, got to be very careful with the way liens work on equipment. Very cautious about it being stolen for one, but even not stolen. Again, if it has a lien, there's no real way for you to determine that. It's not like a car where you can just check DMV records for a lien against the vehicle. So paperwork, very crucial. On my Kubota items, got a tractor over here in the background, and this excavator here, this Mini X. A lot of this stuff comes direct from some of the dealers where they don't do trade-ins, and we're very fortunate to have a long-standing relationship with this manufacturer and a lot of the dealers. And I'll always have them serviced at the factory, or at the dealership, I should say, or we have a technician come in and service them for us. We've been buying these tractors for over 20 years, so we're very familiar with them, and have them personally, use them personally. And again, if they're due for service or need anything done, we get that knocked out ahead of time. So we will be able to sell that with clear conscience. They're greased, the filters are changed, they're up to date. And we also have room here to operate them. So when you come to buy something like this, if you want to go out back and dig a piece of dirt up, if you want to grade the parking lot for me, help yourself. You know, we can definitely arrange that to be done. And we got one in the background here, this John Deere. One more scenario. This came from a guy that didn't want to deal with the internet. We get a lot of customers that way. He's just an old country boy, hates the internet, hates people in general, did not want to deal with anybody firsthand coming to his farm or anything like that. So he called us and said, hey, I got a couple pieces of equipment I want to get rid of. We're your man. So if you're like that, there's a lot of them out there, you know, that do not want to deal with putting things on the internet, dealing with Craigslist, dealing with Facebook, dealing with the scams, dealing with people wanting to trade a goat and a bicycle. We're your man for that. If the price is right, we're going to purchase it. In this case, you know, multiple things. It can be one thing, it can be a lot of things. It doesn't matter as long as the equipment is valued right. And this one, it could use a little love. We'll go detail it. We put a new cutting edge on it. The tracks are borderline. If somebody wants new tracks, we'll be able to deal with that also. We do have the facility to bring all this equipment inside, no matter how big or small, and take care of it. Another thing you saw in the background was the mini excavators, the mini excavators, and the little small mover. We're not a vendor for these. We've had a little batch of them come in, and they seem to operate really good. Very handy for your electrical guys and your plumbing guys that need to work up around foundations. The little mini skid steer there would be great for a tree guy. It does come with a lot of extra attachments. We've had checked into that. You can get definitely little grapples and other things for that machine. So again, we're not a direct vendor for these, but we have seen the popularity, and if it is something that leads to more in the future, we will have more. Again, now that we have space to keep them inside, but these are brand new in the wrapper. You can come pick these up. One other thing that we do offer, and you see, and I want to show the inside of this Bobcat just to show how new it is. And both of these enclosed, well actually all three of these enclosed cabs, Bluetooth stereo, heat, AC, you know, full climate control, windshield wipers. You know, this thing is as new as it gets. And again, you know, if it's something you want to update your fleet and save a chunk of money, you know, get on the list. Like I said, all I have to do is call the guy when his Bobcats come in and boom, it's done, you know, the skid steers. This comes with 2 buckets because most of what he does is in the sand. So he does get the tooth bucket when he orders one of these. It does have the power thumb. It also has an angle blade. But most of what he does is in the sand. You can actually see we haven't even washed this. It's still got some sand on it. But he uses the smooth bucket for grading out sand and stuff. He works in the beach area. But one other unique feature is layaway. So if you do want to purchase a piece of this equipment, we know how contractors work. You know, this machine I think is right at 100,000. You say, hey, I got 50 grand right now. I'm waiting on a draft or a draw, or I'm closing on another job, and I want to pay in 30 days or 60 days or something like that. I will offer a layaway. We're realistic. We're easy to work with. So if you see something like, I don't want to pass up on that deal, but I just don't have the money right now, just be upfront with us. Let me know. It will be a decision I have to make, so speak to me when you call. Or you can speak to Christian or anybody in the office. They're going to pass it off to me and we'll get an answer for you. But as long as I get a substantial down payment for a layaway, I will do it. 30 days, 60 days, 90 days is about as far as I want to go. But if we can get it paid and good, we'll take care of it. And also delivery. Any of this equipment you buy, if you want us to deliver it within 100 miles, no cost, we'll take care of that for you. If you are further than that, we can still arrange delivery. It's just probably not going to be one of my guys personally bringing it to you. But we do have sources to take this stuff all over the country. So if you want to buy a few units, we can do it. We have other tractors that aren't in here that are up for sale. We'll have those posted soon. We're actually updating a couple of our personal units, which have extremely little use, and we'll have those posted very soon too. So keep an eye. Now that we got space inside, we can get it organized. We've always done equipment. Again, this is not something new. We're not jumping on a bandwagon. All the things we see, we're bringing you, the square bodies, equipment, boats, all that stuff we've been doing for 30, 40 years. So it's nothing new. It's just we're more organized now, and we can bring you a lot better content on it and have our stuff more ready to go as we want to do. I want to sell you, just like if I'm selling you a car or truck, I want to sell you this thing as ready to go as possible. So the quality is what our name stands behind, making sure everything is right and represented properly. So stay tuned. Davis Drives on YouTube, Davis Auto Sales. Check any of our social media pages. If we can help you out, drop us a message. Thanks for watching.